Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Connie. We've been on the road for decades, writing books and making films. We've found a problem.
If you were to Google your name and found that there's stuff about your family all over the internet, how would you feel about that? If they were literally saying that your family was a bunch of criminals, how would you feel?
What if they're out there writing articles and school books and making films about this erroneous information about you and your family?
I think I'd be outraged. I think I would want to get it stopped as soon as possible. So what are we talking about? Today's Thanksgiving, and believe it or not, we're talking about the Pilgrims and the Indians.
All that horrible stuff that you'll find on the internet about the vicious marauding Pilgrims and what they supposedly did to the gentle Indians as soon as they arrived in America.
When you get a chance, Google the real Thanksgiving and see what comes up. It's nasty. It's in our educational system. A lot of people believe it, and it's not true.
The fact is, when the Pilgrims and the Indians first met in March of 1621, they sat down and wrote a peace treaty that they honored for 50 years. And the seeds of democracy were sown here. Is there a solution? Of course there is. But it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to tell the truth. The historical, balanced truth. The truth will set us free. And the way we're going to do that is with 3 projects.
First, we need to get at the real facts by completing our research. Secondly, we need to write a screenplay telling the true story. And finally, we are planning to make a documentary that will set the record straight.
To do that, we need to put our full undivided attention on this project. And that's where you come in. We need your help, your support, and we want you on the team.
This project will help to heal this divided country. This is America's origin story. It needs to be in balance.
Why now? Because in 7 years is 2020, the 400th anniversary of the landing of the Mayflower. And this country is confused, and we have an opportunity here.
Why us? What qualifies us to do this job? We've been on this subject for 10 years now. We've traveled to Europe, we've been to Holland, we've been to England, we've been all over New England studying this situation.
We've been in sweat lodges with visionary Native American elders. We've worked with the top Pilgrim scholars. We've experienced the indigenous way of life in Africa, the United States, and Mexico. And we've been making films and writing books about our experiences.
What we have discovered is inspiring. There is an amazing, unique story at the founding of this country.
The story has always been out of balance. When it was first told, it glorified the Pilgrim and left out the Indian. Now, the pendulum has swung all the way in the other direction, and it's politically correct to demonize the Pilgrim in a misguided effort to honor the Indian. We need to be able to put our full-time attention on this project. It's a big job. We need your support, and we want you on the team to help us tell the true history.
It will put both the Pilgrims and the Indians in a place where they belong, a place of honor.